The part 2 of Mr. James' office scandal. This is a part you can't afford to miss. The projector kept running. James couldn't look away from himself on the screen. Every arrogant step replayed. Every cruel word. The board watched, silent. Mr. Lee leaned forward, his fingers steepled. Mr. James, tell me, do you remember what respect means? James swallowed hard. Every answer he'd rehearsed sounded like a joke now. I was just trying to lead, he managed. Leadership is earned, Mr. Lee replied, voice quiet but razor sharp. Not demanded. James scanned the faces in the room, no sympathy. His cousin wasn't there. HR avoided eye contact. Let's make this simple, Mr. Lee said. You're due for a performance review. Right now. Let's see how you do under pressure. A different camera angle filled the screen. Footage from the staff lounge. James, waving off suggestions, ignoring a junior coworker needing help. Rolling his eyes at the janitor, dismissing him with a flick of his hand. Is this your version of teamwork? Mr. Lee asked. James felt sweat crawl down his neck. I didn't mean... I'm sorry. Mr. Lee cut him off. Sorry doesn't fix culture. Sorry doesn't change what people remember. The room shifted. Someone new entered. A woman James had seen in the elevator but never greeted. Meet Mrs. Ariba, Mr. Lee said. She's been shadowing this office for 3 weeks. Undercover. Her report decides who stays and who goes. James's chest tightened. He thought he'd played the office game, unknowingly starring in the worst kind of reality show. Mrs. Ariba produced a thick folder. Printed emails, notes, anonymous complaints. Most signed with James's name in bold. James tried to protest. I was just... Mr. Lee stood, glassy-eyed and cold. This company needed a change. I sent Mrs. Ariba to identify candidates for promotion. And for termination. James flinched. Promotion? Had he been a test dummy? Termination? Had he failed before he'd even begun? Mrs. Ariba spoke in clipped sentences. Selfish, arrogant, lacks empathy. Staff turnover increased 12% since your hiring, Mr. James. James felt the walls close in. Mr. Lee nodded to security. 2 men entered, standing by the door. Pack your things, Mrs. Ariba said. James stared at his hands. Everything he'd built gone in seconds. But then, twist. Mr. Lee held up a single sheet. Wait. The entire board froze. It seems someone has also filed a complaint against you, Mrs. Ariba. He handed her a letter. Anonymous, typed out, slid under the owner's door. Accused of forging reviews. Manipulating staff. Creating toxic drama, Mr. Lee read aloud, his eyes narrowing. Mrs. Ariba bristled. Excuse me? James looked up, a flicker of hope struggling to light. Was he not the only target? Or had someone tried to save him at the last minute? Mr. Lee stared at the both of them like a judge ready to throw the book. Maybe both of you need to explain yourselves, he said. Suddenly, the live feed on the projector switched. It was an office stairwell. Someone backstage hidden in the shadows. A man in a hoodie whispering into his phone. Yeah, they're both in the boardroom. Time to pull the files. James blinked. Who was that? He didn't recognize the voice. Mr. Lee frowned, tapping on his tablet. The board's phones started buzzing at once. Security lockdown. No one in or out until our systems are safe. The company wasn't only dealing with office politics. Someone was hacking the system, pulling confidential files. The drama was much deeper than anyone realized. For a split second, the lights flickered. James noticed Mrs. Ariba anxiously typing on her phone. Mr. Lee watching her every move. Then, in the chaos, a voice from the hallway yelled, "They've breached the server." Everyone jumped up. Mr. Lee barked orders. Security rushed out. James, frozen, saw files labeled Employee Background. James projected onto the screen. And beneath them, a secret file. Operation Fresh Start, the real recruit. Everyone stared. James's picture was there, except the file wasn't his name. Another person, another identity, tied to his photo. Was James not who he thought he was? Had someone swapped his records? Had his cousin set him up for something far more dangerous than he'd dreamed? Mr. Lee turned to James. Seems you're not the only one with secrets in this building. You have 2 choices. Walk out now and forget you ever worked here. Or stay and help us expose the real traitor at the heart of the company. James hesitated. Every muscle in his body screamed to run, but then his phone vibrated. A message from an unknown number. Don't trust them. You're in danger. James looked at Mr. Lee. At Mrs. Ariba. At the hacking countdown on the screen. The doors locked with a click. No escape. To be continued in part 3. Who is the real traitor? And will James uncover his own truth before it's too late? Smash follow for the next chapter.